Now, why should you make this specific Ferryman build? Well, you shouldn't, because the stats are horrible. But this build is meant for beginners to Ferryman, because this is a no shrine build that really has everything you need for Ferryman. This isn't the optimal build, but it does what it has to do. You can kill Ferryman really quickly with this build. Oh crap. Before I got rudely ganked, yeah, talking about the build. Its stats are mainly focused specifically on Ferryman, 55 Charisma, Kinetic Charm, 100 Intelligence for Potent Singularity, yeah, just a Potent Singularity for the extra pen. 100 Gale Breath is unnecessary, but nowhere else for the points to go. 54 to just for 2 to finish, and Exoskeleton, which is just for survivability in Ferryman. You have like nearly 500 HP. Had to make a little cut. I might have gone Sense of Depths, just maybe. But back to why you should make this build. If you're a beginner, this build, it's not that good for experienced players because you're missing a lot. You could really do a lot more with the stats if you decided to shrine them. But because you don't, you miss out on a couple stuff. But for a player that is new to PvE, wants to do Ferryman, but doesn't want to do one of those really min-max builds, this is nice because you could. This is no shrine. All this really easy to do. You could even be carried through Diluvian to get your bell, anything like that. It's really nice. Also, if you were planning to make this build, I recommend going this Mantra load. That was like probably the most optimal one, as well as putting a blast on mainly everything, because the blast is your best friend for the Ferryman. Now I'll show a clip of me doing like a minute Ferryman. Please ignore the Chinese interference at the start. Also, I know I messed up a bunch during this Ferryman, but it just goes to show that even if you mess up with this build, you can do good in Ferryman. Here, you'll see right now. Yep, that's a Chinese interference. They tried silencing me to not show this build. Explaining the build. So how does this build stack up so much damage? Well, that's easy to explain. 6 Song Chant, 100 Intelligence with the talent, let me look for it. With Ether Overdrive, as well as Approaching Singularity and 100 Gale Breath. That gets you base 70 Mantra Pen. 70% mantra pack. That just makes all your mantras do insane amounts of damage. Can't forget Prophet's Cloak. Oh, also the rings. A ring of casters for 10% more damage. Prophet's ring for charisma scaling, because you have 55 charisma. And Rosen's ring for intelligence scaling. You get a total of about, I think, 50% boosts to all your mantras, which just shreds through the Ferryman, as you see. That's why you should make this build if you're just trying to farm Ferryman and learn how to do them. There's a lot more things you could do to min-max this build. You could also go oathless on this build, but I didn't because I'm too lazy to get an oath. Also, I'd hugely recommend getting Providence Thorns or whatever weapon you use. That's why I also don't recommend going a Hero Blade, because then you won't be able to use Providence Thorns, which is a really important part of this to do a bunch of chip damage. But besides that, anything else is up to you. Everything else, besides like the mantras, the weapon, and the stats, you can change. You can go Dawnwalker if you want to do more min-maxing. You can also shrine this. This is the basic layout of what you want to have. And besides that, that's about it. Thank you for watching.